What is up, guys? Kane here, and in this one, we're gonna talk about Art of Conquest 2 once more and rerolling. So, why would you want to reroll? In gacha games, and this can be deemed as a gacha game, you have sort of a low percent chance to get a 5-star hero or soldier, and if you do get it, your efficiency in that gameplay will skyrocket. And by skyrocket, even if we just check the current rankings, right? I don't think I started with a proper hero or army, and I was able to get about 500,000 power and even be like top 10 for majority of the first 2 days, top 15. And the only say money I spent was like $1 from Google Play, because even I wasn't able to recharge having a UK account on Play Store because I am in another country with another bank, so they didn't really let me charge, which is pretty weird. But yeah, that is what I had spent, and I was like literally top 10 for, or top 15 for majority of the first 2 days. So, if I would have got something, in particular, I would have actually been top 10 for a majority of the gameplay if I had played. And that is what rerolling will do and does in a lot, if not all games. You get a better start, you be efficient, you snowball, and you just, you snowball the snowball in like the easiest terms that I want to call, right? So in some games, you can buy a hero. That hero wins you like 50, 60 stages. And if the people don't get that hero or don't buy it, they slightly fall behind. So in this, if you reroll, you get what you want or require or is good, you pretty much jump in efficiency quite heavily. So there are heroes 5-star and there are armies 5-star. So this pool had been recently increased by a few heroes. So I do believe I did not see this mage right here, and I do believe I didn't see this paladin or tank right here. So we have to remove these two from the equation, and even then I don't think that they pose too much of a threat early on. So army as well. I don't think I've seen this mage, and I don't think I've seen this Necrovian thing as well. Though I'm not entirely sure, I may not have seen this particular one only, but we're gonna just judge as we haven't seen this one too. So, heroes. A choice between heroes 5-star and army 5-star. Heroes are, I would think, how can I put it? Heroes carry passives and tankiness, or passives and active abilities and likely tankiness. I have not seen heroes do incredible amounts of damage. Now, I could have just not had a particular hero or whatever, but the passives from the heroes sometimes do increase the damage or combinations of the army. Again, I have not seen plenty of the heroes yet, or even replays or stuff like that. So majority of the damage, the tankiness and stuff like that comes from the army. So if you would want to go for heroes, it might be a little bit a slower start. You're gonna still have army, you're gonna still have a lot of other stuff. But I do believe that in the game, as the game would go, the company would be more easier to give out the armies rather than give out the heroes. So if you go for the heroes, likely it would be better and easier for you to play than just going for the army. Because as you can see, day 7 reward, you get a 5-star army. Day 14, you get something to awaken or upgrade them. And at day 28 you get another hero, but this like hero doesn't matter in terms of the grand scheme of things. Even though it's 5-star, I didn't really find it powerful. So back to summons. First, we're gonna touch on heroes. So Logan, he is one of the better tanks in the game in terms of this stat value. It would increase incredibly if you level him, if you get additional 5 Logans, as well as breakthroughs and stuff like that. You likely can increase his defense over 300 pretty easy, and he can just tank like archers or whatever like no tomorrow. In terms of abilities, one of the abilities you can deem as like Avalon's Warhorn. All soldiers that you have put with him for the next 12 seconds or at the start of the combat will increase attack speed and movement speed. So, level 10 ability, this will be about 42% haste or so. And then we have something like Fearless Aura. This, I think it's better for chargers, I suppose. I'm not entirely sure if it's better for anything else. Because the thing is, how can I put it? The frontline doesn't really do that much damage. So the only thing that would really benefit that is the immune to negative effects, right? But that, I don't know. I feel like the defense value and the attack speed is where the game goes, because you have a morale boost and morale decay system. So if the enemy loses a lot of their HP in a very quick succession, then they morale decay. And if they, rather the enemy morale decays and starts running away, your, let's say, heroes or your frontline or your archers, they will start morale boosting. And that means like faster damage, attack speed. I'm not sure what kind of stat bonuses they do get in this game, they don't really say. But if we judge from out of Conquest 1, they get attack speed, and if they have like passive bonuses, they get more. So yeah. Then Schroeder, quite a lot of people had said good things about him, and there are a couple of things to talk about. So he has passive. When he lands a crit strike, he will cause the target to bleed for 8 seconds, and they take 5% physical damage every second. Whenever he kills a target that's bleeding, he will blast over a cyclone for 2 seconds, dealing physical damage to all enemies it hits. So that's a whoa, that's actually pretty friggin' powerful. Though you might want to, if we were able to view their stats and check the crit rate, then it would actually be interesting. But I do not know how you can increase the crit rate of a hero. I have not noticed any heroes increasing crit rate, so that I'm not sure how to test. Though the other one is like an ability to jump into, like, let's say behind the front line, just damage archers. This damage might seem incredibly powerful, but it kind of gets reduced the further you go. So I do believe he's gonna jump in straight at the backline archers, or they would be here, and he would just kill one squad of archers just by himself. So he's more of like the backline nuker killer and stuff like that. So that is one of the good things about him. If you're facing similar power armies, he will be good. If you're facing stronger power armies, he will likely get one-shotted once he enters the backline. So also do keep that in mind. Then we have a combination of a couple of heroes to go for. So this particular hero has a first strike ability, which is effect only first like 10-12 seconds. Here it says 12. Grants his soldiers and him normal attacks and special attacks, dealing more damage and a chance to stun enemy targets for 2 seconds. This seems like pretty low. However, if you pair this with a 5-star unit like this one, right? He has also a, say, first strike ability, right? Within the first 15 seconds of combat, normal attacks become searing strikes. Deal physical damage to enemies within a large frontline area with a 25% chance to inflict burn. So if you pair this with the Donnie, they will also have stun ability in terms of this sort of frontal cone, right? So they would be stunning these targets as well, because you would have this one unit dealing area damage to like 3 or 4 of them constantly, and that 15% chance would be proccing over and over until it hits. So that is one thing. They're not really indicated as powerful tanks. They're sort of like DPS frontline. However, you have another combination that will go with them. and that is the hero Lorne increases Lorne and all soldiers under his command crit mastery, which could go to 50%. Now this is not a lot. However, if you see these archers, you would probably have your eyes explode. So, Thunder Musketeer's crit damage is increased by 100%. This can raise up to like 200 or 210%. And physical crit rate for any attacks on any stunned enemies increased by 100%. So basically, if you have the Donnie plus that hammer frontline, and if you stun the target on the front, basically this musketeer will just kill anything in front of them. And as you can see there, damage is sort of almost instantaneous. So yeah, that is a pretty huge combination that you may want to reroll for, but of course, this is not something that you might be able to do unless, you know, you should just buy a lottery ticket if you get at least 2 or 3 units of those combinations in the first like day of gameplay. Like, my god, you should literally buy some lottery tickets. Aside from that, in terms of heroes, I don't know if any other heroes pose like too much of an early game value or efficiency. Now, do keep in mind, the other heroes are not useless, they're not like worthless or whatever. This is more like having a pretty good start. Good start means more resources per hour. More resources per hour means a bigger window that, say, if you mess up, you might not suffer severe casualties on, cause, let me just put it in other words, right? We've had some fights which I want to show you. So I was testing stuff. Where is it? Yeah, I do believe I was testing stuff right here. So I had a 71k power and I decided to attack a level 6 mine. So what happened was I won the first battle, I lost the second battle, and if I lost the battle on the third day, I lost all my resources for the entire army. All of them. Meaning I have to spend resources again to rebuild. And that is what I mean. If you have proper efficiency in the beginning, you raise these values. I will probably raise these values on second day to like 30,000 plus, most of them. That is the kind of efficiency I am going for. So if I do frick up and make a mistake, doesn't matter since I already generate incredible amounts of resources. And if I don't make a mistake, I'm gonna be quite ahead of many other people. And being ahead of many people means you have better buildings, like say library, which increases a lot of combat HP and damage. You have other things like you will be able to upgrade the rune stones, which increase the stats, and stats do mean a lot in PvP. And like a lot of other things, like even imperial bonds or whatever, if you do have bonds. So yeah, efficiency is a lot in this game. And that is just about the heroes. Now, the army also poses a pretty huge value in terms of the game. Dare I say, even a lot more value than heroes in the beginning. So, if I would start out, I would want to get these archers. They fire 2 arrows instead of 1. And they also have a Hero Slayer ability, which resets after you kill a hero in the first 15 seconds of battle. So, first 15 seconds of battle deal 50% more damage to enemy heroes. At the same time, normal attacks shoot 2 arrows instead. And if heroes die, they refresh this ability. Now, I have been using 4-star archers, right? 4-star archers. Let me show you the damage they do. So, these fights are actually stronger. Let me just quickly check victories. So, I faced or had 94,000 power. I faced 80k twice and I won. So casualties, damage, archers, 29, 22, 52,000 damage the first fight. And then the second fight, one of my heroes had died and I had only 56 archers. 40,000 damage. Now, all the other people started showing up with damage just because I had a lot less archers, right? A lot less archers, a lot less like very quick kills on the enemy, and all the other units were able to show up in the score. And if we would check up, one moment, god damn it, come on, yeah, this one. And if we would check this data, look, like nobody is just doing damage. Like it would seem like most of the field is useless. However, these archers do incredible amounts of damage, even if they are 4-star. Could be because of the crit percentage, but we still haven't really tested how much they have. If they do have, it's like 50% more crit damage or so. And as you can see, morale decay, instant morale boost again, and they're just killing everything. Like majority of the front line and the chargers, they're just walking, right? They are only walking, and the archers are just killing friggin' everything, and thus the damage difference. So if you would get 5-star archers, that likely the damage would be just friggin' bonkers. At the same time, Cavaliers in the very early game, they pose as DPS and also tanks. Now, the thing about them is you likely can deem units the same as Art of Conquest. So these units are actually bigger than your usual army, as you can see. And I do believe, like, because they're sort of bigger, they have more HP bar. Because in some fights they're able to tank like 40,000, and not many of them died. And if my front line, like Scorpions, tank 40,000, friggin' half of them have died. So likely there is some sort of thing to do with the amount of the HP they also have. And also they do pretty considerable decent damage. So yeah, that is also one of the squads to go for. After that, I would want to get this. Or even if I do get this as 5-star, likely I'm just sticking to that account. I love the elf race, and this one is just freaking crazy good. So I used 4-star of this as well, and they are sort of off tanks, and they're actually pretty good off tanks, not gonna lie. However, the 5-star is just freaking crazy, bro. Do you see, they go to frontline and they do area damage to the point that they can reach the backline. Like, as you did see this blade, the archers are standing somewhere here, so they will be scratching archers as well. The archers would be dying, maybe they would be morale boosting, but if you have this, and you have archers behind you, the damage that will be dished out on the front line would morale decay, even against stronger targets. You're gonna get morale boost, you're gonna move faster, do more damage, faster damage, all that kind of stuff. And of course, this is gonna be pretty powerful. So these are likely my 3 go-to 5-star armies that I might look forward to. Now, of course, I would want to go for the dwarf combination. It seems like more powerful. However, I don't really want to try to push my luck, and I don't want to lose like hours and hours just for rerolling. So if I do get lucky and I get one of these 3 armies and no heroes, I likely will just stick with that account as well. I'm just more or less gonna go for one of something and just gonna play, but likely I would just want to stick with one of the 5-star armies. Now again, as I said, you want to get one copy of everything, and do not, I suppose, abuse or use most of the armies that you acquire. So for example, you're gonna be able to awaken, say, this hero ability right here, if you sacrifice 10 epics or 1 legendary. And I implore you again, do not spend any legendaries awakening any heroes. Do not spend legendaries upgrading, or rather, you can spend legendaries if you're doing a 3rd squad right here. That is like the only reason that you would want to spend legendaries on, right? Because for legendaries, you will require 2 epics, the 4 stars, to unlock a 2nd squad. And for 3rd squad, you're gonna likely require 1 legendary hero or 2 legendary heroes, or army. So that is the only reason where you would want to spend your legendary troops or heroes on. Anywhere else, do not waste them. because this is a low percentage, and likely you might even be using some of them later on, right? So that is the sort of efficiency we're talking about. However, if you really think that particular army, like archers or chargers or snow owl riders or whatever, would pose more value for your early game efficiency, then you can do it. It's up to you to make that decision, but you might want to think about it more clearly, just so you know you don't mess up too much. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video covering the efficiency and the stuff that I will be going for. So I've made a list on Discord, and I'm just likely gonna talk about those topics in terms of videos, and eventually just do a full guide, summing up majority of the videos very later on, maybe when even the new server starts. I'm not sure yet how soon I want to release that entire video. But that is pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you learned something new, and if you did, do hit that subscribe button. It would help me out a lot. Thanks for watching. Take care and stay safe out there.